let's talk a little bit about confidence. I read on a website they say, if you're not confident, pretend to be so in an interview. So is confidence that important?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have a story about this.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a new graduate, or
Okay.
just about to graduate, I had an interview with a credit card company in America. At that time, it was very, very small. And today, 20 years later, that credit card company is the biggest and most successful in America. So I had, the interviews were all case interviews. They give you an example of, oh, we're going to do this marketing campaign. And then I had to analyze whether it was a good idea to do it or not. And I did great in all the cases.
Okay.
And I had the final interview with the founder and CEO, this guy named Nigel.
Oh, you remember?
I remember very clearly. It was 20 years ago. I still remember. And he gave me a very tough case. And he asked me to work it out on the board.
Okay.
So I did it on the board, and I explained what I was doing. And I said at the end, this is a good program, we should do it.
Okay.
And he said, are you sure?
Okay.
What about that? Are you sure about that? And then he said, and I said, yeah, I'm sure. And then he said, okay, I'll make you a bet.
All right.
If you're right, you get the job. If you're wrong, you have to go home right now.
Okay.
And you know what I did? I was like, well, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not really sure, but yeah, I think so, yes. Okay, I didn't get the job.
Oh.
And what I realized later was he was testing me.
For your confidence.
He was testing me on my confidence. And I didn't pass. And listen, when I'm interviewing people, I don't want someone who says, well, I think I can do the job, but I'm not really sure. I want someone who says, I know I can do this job. Because it reminds me of something Henry Ford said.
Okay.
Whether you believe you can or you cannot, you are correct. If you believe you can do something, you probably can do it.
Yeah.
But if you believe you can't do something, for sure you cannot do it. So confidence is very important.
But how about too confident? Like, I believe I can do it, I can do everything and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a problem too. Yeah. If you're too confident, it means you might not have a clear idea of reality. So for example, if you come to me and you say, oh, I can make your company #1 in marketing on a $200 marketing spend.
Okay.
Because I'm great. I'm going to say, okay, you don't know what you're doing. So I say be confident, but be realistic.
So keep them balanced.
Keep them balanced.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about MGM scholarship.
Sure.
So one of our criteria for the MGM scholar is the leadership potential.
Okay.
So how do you yourself define a leader?
It's very simple, Tweety.
Okay.
A leader is 3 things, just 3. You're a leader if you have an idea. Have you had an idea?
Okay, sure.
Okay. You're a leader, #1, if you have an idea. #2, if you talk to others about that idea. Have you done that?
Have I?
I'm sure you have.
Oh.
Have you ever told your friends, hey, I have an idea, let's try that new place for lunch?
Oh, that's also an idea.
That's an idea. Okay, you talk to others about your idea. And then #3, take action.
Okay.
Anyone who has an idea, talks to others about the idea, and takes action is a leader.
So it means that when I ask my friends to join me for lunch at that new place, that's also leader.
You're being a leader. You're having an idea, you're talking to them, and you're making something happen. You take action. Listen, you don't have to be a manager or CEO to be a leader. A leader is very simple. You have an idea, you talk to others about your idea, get them excited, and together you take action. That's it. And what I look for is people who have done that as students. Have you been involved in a student activity? Have you been organizing? I'm involved, I'm an advisor to a student group at Economic University called ISEC, which is an international business student group. And they organize activities, fundraising, and do all kinds of things. And they have a lot of opportunities to learn leadership and learn organization. These are things that you don't get taught in school, not here in Vietnam and not in America. So I encourage students, before you graduate, get involved in clubs and activities and take leadership positions if you can. And by the way, a leadership position doesn't mean you're president of the club. It just means you had an idea, you talked to others about your idea, and you took action together. You're a leader.
It doesn't have to be like in real working environment experience, right?
It doesn't have to be in real working environment experience.
Because the lack of experience is one of the most significant obstacles for fresh graduates.
Yeah, this is a couple of messages. One, I know a lot of graduates are thinking, I can't get a job without experience, but how do I get experience without a job? Well, number one, Toi, everyone in the world was in the position that you're in today.
Yeah, without experience.
I used to be in your position, so it can happen. You will be okay. Okay. Number two, keep trying. All right. A lot of employers, they know you don't have experience. They're looking for people who are enthusiastic, who are passionate, and who want to learn. So show those things. And then the last is show them leadership examples that you did or activities you did at university outside of class. Organizing something, producing a report, taking an initiative, having an idea, and doing it.
That is for the main points of the interview. So at the end of the interview, we usually get the question like, do you have any question?
Okay.
So how can we respond to that question to leave a good impression?
Okay, one, whenever an employer asks you, do you have any questions about the company? This is a great opportunity for you.
Okay.
This is a great opportunity for you to show them that you're interested in the business.
Okay.
For you to show them that you know something about the business. So it's very easy to do some research, prepare a few questions in advance. Ask me about how my business is growing. Ask me about my biggest challenge. That's a great question. What's the biggest challenge you have to grow your business in the next year? What are your goals next year? Here's a great question to ask. Students, next time you get asked this question, do you have any questions about the company or the job? You say, I want to know how I can help you get promoted. If the person interviewing you is going to be your boss, they will be like, wow, he wants to know how he can help me get promoted. You're hired. Yeah.
So before we end this interview, would you like to send a message to the AmCham Scholarship candidates who are challenging themselves in the interview round?
Sure. Two things, maybe three. One, prepare your story. What's your story? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What do you care about? What are your passions? Why are you interviewing for the AmCham Scholarship? And please don't say, I am interviewing for the AmCham Scholarship because I want money. Don't say that. I mean, yes, you need money, obviously, but you want the AmCham Scholarship. Money will allow you to do what? Right? You want the education because you're excited about these other things you can do in your career. Talk about that. Talk about why you're excited about your career, why you're excited to learn what you're learning, and what you want to do with your life, and where you've been, and where you're going. Number one. Number two, practice. 99% of success is practice. Really. Prepare. Write down where you've been. Write down what kinds of experiences you've had, meaning leadership experiences or other experiences. Write down what you want to do with your career, or in general, and write down why you want the AmCham Scholarship. Think about it. Then, with your friend, practice the interview. Practice. Have your friend ask you, why do you want to be an AmCham Scholar? Have your friend ask you, tell me a little bit about yourself. Just guess what kind of questions they're going to ask and practice 2 or 3 times. Then you're going to be a lot more comfortable when you go into the exam. And then the last thing I would say is, don't be shy about saying that I believe that I deserve this award. Here's why. Right? Here's why. Here's why I'm a very strong candidate.
So don't hesitate when talking about yourself.
Don't hesitate when talking about yourself. Remember, life is a competition. You're competing with others. You need to communicate to the judges why you're a strong candidate. And they'll say, well, you know, I'm not so good. I know in Vietnamese culture it's like, oh, I want to be humble. And that's fine. You can still be humble, but tell me why you're very strong. Right?
So it's like the balance between confidence and humbleness.
Balance between confidence and humbleness, but you must tell me why you're a strong candidate and why you deserve it.
Really, really inspiring.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Chris, for joining us today, and wish you all the best in life.
It was a real pleasure, Toy. Thank you.